Hey guys, welcome back. For those who don't know me, my name is Fletcher Nelson and I teach third grade in Minnesota. Today I'm going to be talking about how I introduce and implement flexible seating in my third grade classroom. Before I get started, I do want to mention that there's no right or wrong way to introduce and use flexible seating in the classroom, and also it won't work for everyone's teaching style. For me, it works really well and I've loved it and I've never looked back, but that's not going to be the case for everybody. Just remember that just because this is how I introduced it and run it in my classroom, that doesn't mean that it's going to work for sure for you. I honestly change it every year based on my kids and their needs. So it hasn't been the exact same 2 years in a row, but these are the things that have been pretty consistent. So I'll get started in kind of telling and explaining how I introduce it at the beginning of this school year. And just so you guys can see how big of an amateur I am, I just had my phone propped up on this Keurig coffee holder, and that's how I was videotaping that first section. So pretty much professional YouTuber now. The thing I get asked most often is where kids keep their stuff since they don't have a desk. So that's the first thing I'm going to show you is student storage, where they keep their supplies and how that works. So one of the places students store their stuff is in their book box. So I have some on this counter, and then there's some also back there on that shelf. So in their book box, I have them keep their notebooks, their folders, the books they're reading, and some of them keep their headphones and a clipboard. They might have a couple pencils or whatever else in there, but for the most part, it's mainly their notebooks, the book they're reading. And we'll clean these out every once in a while, just like a desk. They're kind of a hot mess right now, but it is what it is. But this is the first place where they store, I'd say, the majority of their stuff. So along with their book box, they also have a drawer. These are also spread out around the room just to kind of help break up the traffic so they're not all at their drawers at once. So in here, they keep less stuff, like some of them have crayons, scissors, colored pencils, highlighters. Not a whole lot's kept in their drawers because honestly, a lot of it fits into their book box. So like this one's completely empty. So honestly, storage isn't as big of a deal as you would think it is, at least for me. As far as for storing textbooks, we don't use them a ton. So I do just keep them down in this cupboard so they don't have to worry about storing that in either one of their places. The last place they keep stuff is in their pencil box. So this marks their place for the day or for the week, which we will talk about coming up here. But anyways, in here they might, crayons, sticky notes, glue sticks, pencils. Another place they can just kind of keep supplies that they need throughout the day. I also have them store their water bottles in this shoe rack because they were falling all over the tables and it was driving me crazy. So this has been awesome. And they also each have a whiteboard, but I just have different bins like this throughout the room that they keep that in. So they don't have to worry about keeping that in their book box or in their drawer either. The next thing I'm going to talk about is how I introduce each of the different seating types to the students and how I have them try them and kind of introduce the rules and the expectations that go along with them, since a lot of it isn't standard seating. So let's go do that. So we make this anchor chart together on the first day of school. And I know what you're thinking. Man, Fletcher is like the male version of Amy Grosbeck. And you're not wrong. That's how good my anchor charts are. But anyway, so we just had each of the different types of seating. So we had ball chairs, wobble stools, the tall stools, office chairs, the bean bags and pillows, and then at the carpet. And I have added and changed some seating since then. Like I no longer have ball chairs. But we just went through and we talked about how to use it, what not to do. I kind of modeled for some things, like for example, bouncing lightly. I showed what that would look like and what it wouldn't look like because the ball chairs can kind of be turned into a distraction pretty easily. So we just talked about this during morning meeting pretty much every single day for like the first week or two of school. And I was just kind of reiterating the expectations of what you can and cannot do. All right, so we've hit storage. We've hit how I introduced the different types of seating. And the first kind of weeks of school with having them have that start spot that is assigned to them and that they can move elsewhere. One thing I should add into that is if I had an assigned spot and I move away to go work somewhere else, I do let my students take that spot. But then if I wanted my spot back, I just have to come up and politely say, oh, hey, I want to work in my spot again. Can I please have it back? And then we move on. So anyways, besides storage and how I introduce the different types of seating, the next thing I get a lot of questions is how I do whole group instruction or lessons. So I'm going to show you that part now. So I do all of my whole group instruction at the carpet. So they actually have an assigned spot at the carpet as well. Mainly just so they wouldn't be sitting on top of each other. honestly just have to like sit in each other's laps, and it was driving me crazy. So they have an assigned spot here just so they always know where to go. They have their space. And I do all the instruction here then. I have my smartboard, I have the document camera up there, so I will do all of the lessons here, and they're usually only about 10 to 15 minutes. I try to keep them at about 10 minutes since they're 8 to 9 years old. And after I'm done with the whole group instruction, then they move off to work, and then that's kind of when they either go to their spot or choose an area where they're going to work best. When I am dismissing my students to go get their supplies after doing a lesson, most of the time I'll dismiss them by rows. So I have 4 rows. That way it kind of breaks up the traffic and they're not all trying to race to grab their stuff and pushing and shoving. And honestly, they're quick. It's not like a waste time. Especially as the year goes on, they get quicker and quicker at those transitions and grabbing the supplies they need. So honestly, that's about it. With my flexible seating, I'm not really giving them full reign over the room. Like I said, I introduced at the beginning of the year all of the different seating choices, and I do change their spot every single day for that first week or 2 of school. After that, I keep their spots for about every week or so. I do usually at some point let them just choose their spot throughout the day and not assign them spots. But this year it's worked really well for them, and they've done well with having their home spots and then moving throughout the day when needed. So for example, during Daily 5, a lot of kids aren't actually at their spots because we do have some couches and stuff as well where they like to go read. So they just mark that spot with their pencil box, and then on Mondays we'll switch it up and they'll get to choose a different area to be. So if you have more questions, either leave comments here or send me a message on Instagram at 3rd Grade Swag, and I'll get back to you. But yeah, hopefully this helped, and good luck if you're thinking about introducing flexible seating to your students. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe because that's what all the YouTubers say. And I guess I'm a YouTuber now. All right, just remembered one thing I haven't said. No longer at school, sitting in my room. Amateur YouTuber, it's fine. If a kid is messing around or is not using a seating option correctly, move them. They don't just get free reign because it's flexible seating. People think that all the time, and no. I also do have one desk in my room kind of up right behind mine. That way if someone's messing around a lot, they just come sit right up by me. So you can move your kids. And if they mess around on ball chairs, don't let them sit on ball chairs. There we go. Or take them away like I did. Anyways, we're good now.